Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. In this video we're gonna model this decent stylized mug in Blender, and on the next video we'll cover the texturing and the lighting part. So let's open up Blender and get started. Okay, first of all let's delete this default cube and light, select them and press X and delete. Then bring a cylinder, press Shift A and let's bring a cylinder, and now let's scale it on just X and Y axis. For doing that, press Shift Z and now we can scale it just on the X and Y axis. I think it will work for us. Press G and Z, then 1 to bring it to the surface of the floor. So press tab to go to edit mode and 3 to the face selection mode and select this face, then X and faces to delete that face, then select this face and press P and then selection to separate this face as a different object. So select this one and press tab again to go to object mode, press A to select everything here. Now hold Alt E and then extrude faces along the normals, and then let's extrude them inside a little bit to give it a thickness. I think something like this will work for us. Yeah, it's good. Press 1 to go to front orthographic view and hold Alt Z to enable the X-ray selection mode. And just select some of the faces from this view, and we can get rid of these back faces which we don't need them. You can hold Ctrl and select them and it would deselect them. So hold Alt Z again to come back to the solid view to see the selected faces properly, and then press P then selection to separate this face. So press H to hide this for a moment, and also this one. I'm gonna hide them to see this one properly. Select this one again, press tab to go to edit mode and select the edge selection mode, and hold Alt and select this loop cut here, and now you can hold Ctrl and plus to select these faces just like that. So with these ones selected, again press P then selection to separate it. Again press H, now come back and hold Alt and select this loop cut. Then again I'm gonna go on with 4 this time, and then press P and selection again and again, some repetitive stuff. For this one maybe we can go with 6 and P again, and this one I think we can go with even 3 in this one. It should be a little bit thinner. Then this is the last part. So P and selection, and then let's hide this, and we have just this one here. So press tab to go to edit mode and again select these loop cut by holding Alt and selecting it, and then press F to fill it with a face. So let's do the same thing here, and now we can hide this as well. So bring the previous ones and let's do the same thing for all of that. Then we can bring them all together. And now we have something like this. So let's select them all and press 1 to go to front orthographic view and press tab to go to edit mode, and also hold Alt Z to enable the X-ray selection mode. And now let's add loop cut to all of them. I could add it once before I separate these parts of this mesh, but in that case it would be a little bit harder to select them and it would take us a long time. So select these edges here and then press Ctrl B to bevel them, and I think 3 segments will work properly for us. So select this one and let's scale it down a bit. Also this one, scale it, and again, and also this one. Let's slightly scale it a little bit, and there you go. So this would be the main shape of the mug. So select one of them and come to edit mode, and then enable the proportional editing, and let's change it to random. And now select one of these edges and let's grab them and push them on the z-axis up and down. So it would give us some random results like this. I should repeat this for all of them, and this one, again this one. It's so nice you can do it manually, but its results are really precise and you can't just skip that. So this one as well, and also the last one here. So let's change it to smooth, and for now turn it off. Select one of them and come to front of the graphic view, and by holding Alt Z, let's select these ones, and this time let's disable this, and this time I'm gonna push all the vertices up and down to create some difference between the heights. So with these ones, it can be go down just like that. For these ones, we can make it higher a little bit, and also these ones higher, and this one as well, make it a little bit lower, and also this one lower, and I think that's good. It is, I think, too high. We can make it a little bit down. Okay, so let's continue and select one of them, and also we can scale some of them a bit. Press S, and for this one I'm gonna scale it on the x-axis a little bit, just like that. And also about this one, press tab to go to edit mode and press A to select everything, and then S, and now scale it on y-axis a little bit, or maybe we can scale it up this one just like that, the vice versa of the previous one. So let's add a bevel modifier for one of them. We can add it from here, and then let's decrease the amount to something around this, maybe 0.016. So let's select everything here, and at the end we can select this one, then hold Ctrl L, and now we can select the copy modifiers to copy this bevel modifier to all of them. So let's select this one, the bottom face here, scale it down a bit, and I think it is good, and we can make it a little bit higher just like that, and we can select all of them and right click, then set origin to geometry to have the geometry on the correct position. And now let's bring a cylinder. This would be our potion or liquid or whatever you call inside the mug. Let's press 1 to go to front of the graphic view and bring it higher. Let's scale it down a bit. Press Alt Z to see it properly, and let's apply the scale by holding Ctrl A and scale. So press tab to go to edit mode and select the face selection mode. Select this bottom face here and bring it lower just like that, and maybe a little bit higher. And I think you can make it a little bit higher as well, and press 1 to go to front orthographic view, hold Alt Z to see the shape properly. And because this is curved a little bit, let's add a loop cut in the middle of this liquid and scale it down a bit to fit the shape of the mug. So press 3 again and hold Alt Z to come back to solid view. Select this face, press X and faces, and press 2 to go to edge selection mode, hold Alt and select these loop cut, then hold Ctrl F and then click on grid fill to have something like this. Then let's enable this proportional editing and again change it to random, and press 1 or select the vertex select mode and select one of the vertices and press G, and let's scroll your middle mouse button a little bit to make the size of it a little bit bigger, and press Z and move it along the Z axis up or down to create something like this. It should be random. So let's select another face, another vertex, and bring it lower, and also another, and this one also I think it's too high. Let's bring it lower, just like that. So let's turn it off and press tab to go to edit mode. And also I forgot to add, we have to add a supported loop cut just up to there, just like that. Press tab to go to object mode and hold Alt Z to come back to solid view. So let's select this one and right click, then shade smooth, and we can add a 1 level or 2 levels of subdivision modifier. Hold Ctrl 1 for 1 level. I think 1 is enough for this one, so we can change the render part to 1 as well. So let's add some metal holders here and there. Press 1 to go to front orthographic view and Shift A, then circle, and press 7 to go to top orthographic view, then scale it down a bit to somewhere like this and make it higher, bring it up to there, and press tab to go to edit mode, then E and Z to extrude it along the Z axis. I think this will work for us. Yeah, it is good. Now press A to select everything, and this time we can hold Alt E and extrude faces along normals. Let's extrude them inside, and also press 3 to go to face selection mode, hold Alt and select this loop cut, and we can scale it on X and Y axis, S and Shift Z to snap it to X and Y, and scale it a bit on these axes. So press 1 to go to front orthographic view, and let's go to edge selection mode, select this edge, let's scale it down a bit to fit the shape that we have here. Let's add a bevel here and there. Let's select this one and also this edge by holding Alt and Shift, and now press Ctrl B and give it 1 segment bevel to this, and I think it will work for us. Press 1 again and let's take it, press Shift D and bring it lower, and press tab to go to edit mode, and then hold Alt Z and select these edges, and then let's scale them on the X and Y axis, just like this. Let's do the vice versa for this one, scale them down a bit, and I think it is really good. I think I scaled this a little bit more. Let's fix this, and there we go. So we can make it a little bit wider than the upper one. I think it would be better. So let's take a copy of this one, bring it lower, just like that, and this one should be a little bit thicker than the others, and also press A to select everything, then S and Shift C and scale it a little bit more than the others. And also let's come back to X-ray selection mode by Alt Z, select these edges and scale them a little bit up like that. So I like the result that we have here, and we'll work on the bottom part a little bit later. So let's add some bubbles here. It's really easy. We have to add some UV spheres, and let's open up this panel. And the segments for bubbles are a little bit too much because they would be small, so let's change it to 16 and bring it higher, scale it down a bit, press 7 to see it properly, then bring it here, and let's take some copies by holding Shift D. We can make them here and there, and now we can scale them up and down to randomize these shapes a little bit, just like that. So let's select all of them and bring them lower, just like that. I think it's good. Now we can take a copy, we can take another copy as well, scale it down a bit, and I like that result here. So press 3 to go to side orthographic view, and for the handle I'll go with a cube. So bring a cube with Shift A and let's bring it here, scale it down a bit, and just like there, and let's apply the scale. Hold Ctrl A and scale. So come to edit mode and hold Alt Z to enable the X-ray selection mode, and select the vertex select mode from here, and let's adjust the shape of the handle manually by hand. So I'm going to extrude it several times. For doing that, you can press E and extrude them like this, and also you can hover your mouse wherever you want and hold Ctrl and then right click, just like that. I'll go with this method because it would be easier to model. Let's extrude it here and here, and then another one here. And for this one, I'm going to select these two vertices and then extrude them just like that, and select these ones again, extrude them, and at the end it would come to this part. So I have to fix it now. Let's take this. So let's add a bevel modifier for this one as well. And for fixing this shape, first of all, let's apply the scale. I think we applied it, but let's try it again and add a bevel modifier and decrease it, and decrease the amount to 0.018. And come to geometry and let's change the mirror to arc. It should fix these problems here. You see that when it was sharp, we have some triangles here, but when you change it to arc, it would be fixed. So I think it is good for now, and we should add some leader and cloth here and there. Select it and press tab to go to edit mode, and let's select the face selection mode, and now hold Alt C to go to X-ray selection mode. Select these faces, then Shift D to take a copy and right click to cancel the movement, and P and then selection to separate this selection here, just like that. And then select this one again, select these faces, not the other ones, then repeat the previous action then we have to do it several times here and there. Also select these ones, Shift D, then right click P, and for these ones as well, Shift D, then right click P and selection. I think it would be good now. Hold Alt C again to come back to solid view. With one of these selected, let's add a solidify modifier and make it a little bit thicker, give it a thickness. Let's change the offset to 1 and make it a little bit thicker, just like that. Or we can make it thicker even a little bit more. So let's take the other ones, this one, and not this one, and at the end select this one, then hold Ctrl L and then copy modifiers to have something like this. So press Tab and select the vertex selection mode and hold Alt C again to change this shape a little bit. Select two of them and hit G twice, bring it higher a little bit, and do the same thing for this one as well, and here as well, just like that. Let's do the same thing here. Press Tab and select these ones, GG twice, these ones again, and just like that. So these ones, we can bring it here and GG twice and press C, bring it a little bit to the right part and select this one at the end. So change their position and there we go. I think we can make it even thinner, just like that. So I like the result here. And don't forget to save your project in the case of crashing and getting out of the Blender. So let's add some nails here and there. Hold Shift A and bring a plane, bring it higher, and let's scale it down and press Tab to go to edit mode, and with all of the vertices selected, let's extrude them with E and then press M and at center to merge them at center, and in that case we will have something like this. Let's grab this vertex and make it and bring it a little bit higher and then scale it down a bit. And now let's apply the scale. Hold Ctrl A and scale and press 3 to go to side graphic view. Bring it down like there and rotate it and bring it here. Let's rotate its shape and it should be just like that. And let's rotate it 45 degrees on y-axis, just like that. And now I'm gonna bring it to all around these middle parts, this part and also this part. Press 7 to go to top graphic view. Let's change the pivot point to 3D cursor. And now we can take a copy of this one with Shift D and press R to rotate it maybe 40 degrees or 45 degrees. I think 45 will be good. So without doing anything, you can just hold Shift R to repeat the previous action. We can do it several times and there you go. We have this result here. Let's select them all and let's take a copy of these ones, press Shift D and bring it lower, just like that. And let's rotate it to not have the same result as the higher ones. I think it is good now, but we can make it a little bit higher, just like that. And let's change the pivot point to median point. And now the last thing is left is that part. Press 3 to go to side graphic view. Select the bottom middle and press Tab to go to edit mode. And let's insert these faces. Press 3 and select these faces here, and then press I and insert them a bit, just like this, and we can extrude them inside, then inset them again up to there and extrude them outside a bit. It should be a little bit more it should be a little bit more, just like this, and then inset them again and extrude them, and this time we can scale them a little bit down. So press tab to go to object selection mode. And also I forgot to add a face to this part. We can take this face and let's take a copy of this one by holding Shift D and bring it lower, just like that, and scale it up. And we can bring it higher and scale it up a little bit more, and there you go. This was the first episode of the stylized mug. On the next video, we'll work on the texturing and the lighting parts. If you enjoyed the video and learned something, hit that like button and make sure to leave it a comment below. It would help me and the channel a lot to grow. So if you haven't subscribed yet in the channel, make sure to hit that button below and hit the bell in the case of not missing any new uploads in the future. So stay tuned, see you on the next video.